I'm Joe Friedman, and I want to make a video today about how to get great sounds out of an overdrive pedal. There's a lot of ways to do this, but what I'm talking about today is basically boosting your amp with your overdrive pedal. I suppose it's all in how you look at it, but the way I look at this, I'm simply, if you take a look at this overdrive right here, I simply put the level way up, way over unity gain. That's increasing the signal of my guitar to the amplifier, and it's increasing the beefiness of this pedal. And I do drive to taste, but remember, as you turn up the drive, it's also going to get louder. I could do it with any pedal. I could do it with this pedal. Every pedal has a level and a drive. Level, drive. All right, allow me to demonstrate. So right now I have my amp set on a pretty basic sound. Here we go. This is what my amp sounds like. It's clean, it's pretty boring. There's a back pickup. Now when I click on this pedal, you're gonna notice an instant improvement in tone and fatness of the guitar. And also it's gonna get louder. It's gonna get louder. But loudness is all variable and dependent on what situation you're playing in. So let's click on this pedal. I got the level boosted high, and now the amp sounds like this. If I want to work my volume knob, pull it back a little bit. That sounds great. And if I need a little more, I pull up on the volume knob. If I add more drive, I can even ride the volume knob back further. So now I got a lot of drive, right? Back on the volume knob, and it sounds great. You know, I got more volume to play with here on the knob. It's like I've just expanded the tonal possibilities of what I can do, as opposed to how I used to set my guitar pedals, where I would try to set everything to a unity gain. So let's see what that sounds like. So we'll leave the drive in the middle. So that's the middle. That right there is about unity gain. Maybe a little bit more volume. But what I'm talking about is really that doesn't sound bad, but I'm talking about really driving this thing, you know? Awesome. I feel like I'm hearing the sound of this pedal, what the character of this pedal can really do. I can work the volume knob more effectively. Let's try it with another pedal. All right, I'm back. I got my Tube Screamer pedal. Now, unfortunately, the knobs are so small on this thing. But the level, I've got the level all the way up on this guy. You don't necessarily need to go all the way up on it, but for this one, for this particular pedal, and it will change depending on which pedal you're using. Some pedals are just louder than others. But this one I've got up pretty much all the way. I've got the gain all the way up. Here's my main sound. Kick on the Tube Screamer. sounds great. But honestly, tube screamers don't have that much volume on tap. So if you get some people I think make tube screamer clones that have a little more volume, but I think the OG tube screamer, you know, is a little harder to get the volume bump. So I got a little volume bump, but the point is I'm still increasing my signal into the amp. So what are the cons of setting up your gear like this? Well, one of the cons is that you are basically creating big jumps in volume from your clean sound to your overdrive sound. So you're going to have to compensate for that. You're going to have to figure out some way to adjust to that. You may need a volume pedal. You may need to never play your amp on its main signal ever. You know, you may just always have a pedal on as your first stage of your gain stage. You may choose to not stack pedals, because this is going to change what happens when you stack pedals, because there's going to be volume bumps. So it's something to think about, but definitely I would recommend trying this with all your overdrive pedals. It's really going to improve your sound. Thanks so much.